and I got this recipe from watching P. Allen Smith's show, The Garden Home, on public television, so please check that out. He is very creative, and he's just like an excellent designer and floral arranger, gardener. He's just excellent. I love his show. He's such an inspiration. So this recipe was developed by a friend of his, and I think her name is Regina Charbonneau. It's actually a French pastry technique applied to homemade biscuits. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. You'll see the full recipe on the screen. I have actually broken this recipe down so that it will accommodate 2 people, because I didn't want to make that full recipe for just my husband and myself. So let's get started. Got all the ingredients measured out. And here in this bowl I have the flour I need. In this container I have the sugar, baking powder, and just a pinch of salt. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in to my flour. And we're just going to give it a quick mix just to combine the ingredients. Just like that. And then we're going to pour in our butter that's been cubed, and it's still cold, so you want to make sure you're using cold butter. Just kind of give it a little toss around in my fingers so that the cubes don't stick together. Okay. And then we're going to add in our milk. Let's give it, you're going to turn this with the mixer, you're going to turn it 8 times around, and you want to stop. It's going to seem like it's not done correctly, but this is perfect. If you mix it more than this, your biscuits are not going to turn out properly. Okay, and so now we're just going to be tossing this around in the bowl, incorporating it with the remaining flour. Okay, now we have moved on to putting the dough out on a board. Since I have tiled countertops, which are not ideal for rolling a dough out on, I'm just using my cutting board to do this. Just like that. It's going to seem a little crumbly at first, but we're going to be working with this dough. So then we want to take another little pinch of flour, just like that, and sprinkle it all over the surface. Smooth it with your hands, and then we're going to fold it. Fold. Just like so. If something falls loose, just add it back to it. We want to make sure that we keep a little bit of flour on this board so that our biscuits don't stick. So this is the first fold that we do with this recipe, and then we roll it out again. Just like that. If it starts to stick, just sprinkle it with just a little bit of flour, just a little bit, so that your rolling pin doesn't stick. Okay. There we go, and we're going to be moving into fold number 2 now. So we're only going to fold this 3 times. And you see how this is starting to get combined because we're folding it. At first this recipe felt a little dry, and that's normal. That's how it's supposed to feel. And then we're rolling it out for the second time. Want to make sure that it's able to move on the board. Perfect. And then I'm going to dust it again lightly with a little bit more flour, just like so. Your own style. My folding technique is obviously not that of a trained culinary expert like Regina Charbonneau, but this is her recipe nonetheless. And then you want to roll it out to a thickness that you would like to have your biscuits, and then you're going to use a punch or a cookie cutter or a biscuit cutter to punch them. Okay, and as you see, I have used a small biscuit cutter or a small cookie cutter to punch these out, and I am baking them in a muffin tin because the muffin tin will help to keep them to keep height instead of spreading out like your traditional biscuit. These will be a taller biscuit with layers, and so I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the oven. It is preset for 375.